news channels, I would have thought, also had so. But I would guess that the maximum speed would be...
Brian Williams back with you. We've been watching and listening to live BBC coverage as it's being beamed across the UK tonight. And as often happens in a situation like this, I've just been handed from the Reuters news service what is marked Bulletin. This, we should point out as many times as we can, is being sourced through another news organization. We don't know who they talked to put this on the Reuters news agency wire. It says, Princess Diana has died, Sky Television says. Again, this is quoting the Sky Television news service. We've been listening to BBC. We're going to go back to BBC coverage. This all happened at midnight Paris time this evening. There's one of the motorcycles believed to have been trailing at a high rate of speed, the Mercedes-Benz carrying Princess Diana. Let's listen to BBC.
Thank you very much for joining us as we look there at the images of some of the scooters and motorbikes which might have been involved in tonight's incident being loaded onto police vehicles, and also the details taken by the police. Well, it has been announced in the last few minutes that the British Foreign Secretary Robin Cook, who's been on a four-nation visit to the Far East, has delayed his departure from Manila, the capital of the Philippines. A few minutes ago, he made these remarks.
Well, we understand that the Princess is in hospital. We are deeply shocked by the news, and our first thoughts at the present time are with the Princess and her family. Our ambassador is at the hospital, and obviously we will provide every possible assistance we can. In the meantime, all I would add is that I think it will be doubly tragic if it does emerge that this accident was in part caused by the persistent hounding of the Princess and her privacy by photographers. Thank you very much. Thank you, Florence.
That's the British Foreign Secretary, the Foreign Minister, Robin Cook, on his visit to Manila, announcing that he's delayed his visit. We can now return to Paris, and our correspondent, Stephen Jessel. Stephen, he was mentioning there the British ambassador, Sir Michael Jay, who was posted there last year, having had a very successful career negotiating Britain's position in Europe during the difficult times under the previous Tory administration. What is your view of what is now happening at the hospital?
Well, I'm worried by the lack of any news or the lack of any statement. I mean, we've got this report about the concussion and about the broken arm and about the cuts to her thigh, but I think it is slightly disturbing that we haven't had some sort of official communique giving the status.
We're coming back to NBC News here in the States to report now this Associated Press bulletin. Again, this is not independently confirmed by NBC News. This is, however, running on wire services around the world right now. Princess Diana has died, according to the British news agency Press Association. That is the second news organization to announce that Princess Diana has died tonight. Again, we lack independent confirmation of this. We're going to go back to BBC Live coverage and see if they, in fact, have the same information.
This is not yet confirmed by any official source. So an unconfirmed source from the Press Association is that Diana, Princess of Wales, has died. And as soon as there is any further news, we will bring it to you. Stephen Jessel, our correspondent in Paris, you heard that information from unnamed British sources quoted by the Press Association.
Yes, and I have a terrible feeling that this is true. I don't think the Press Association, which is a reputable body, would have put out this information. I think the fact that Robin Cook postponed his departure from the Philippines was a sign that things are a great deal more serious than we had been led to believe by this rather bland statement. I can't confirm this from Paris at the moment. I may be in a position to do so in the fairly near future, but at the moment, all I can say is that if there were two people in that car who were killed in the crash and one extremely badly injured, it would not be, on the face of it, particularly surprising if the fourth person in the car had also been very badly injured, even to the point of losing her life.
And we should remind our viewers, I think, Stephen, that Diana, Princess of Wales, after the accident in which Dodi Al-Fayed was confirmed as killed by the Paris police, and the driver killed as well, that she was then taken to the Petit-Salpêtrière hospital in the southeast of the capital.
That's right, and we have had no official statement from that hospital. All we have is a news agency report referring to the concussion and the broken arm and the lacerations to the thigh. But if this news from London, the Press Association in London, is true, and there are a number of factors that suggest it is, then clearly that was seriously understating the extent of the princess's injuries.